guys, I'm Daphne Quay, your boss lady realtor, and today we're gonna talk about my top 5 favorite neighborhoods in Austin. I like a lot of these neighborhoods because some of them are still growing, and I also really like the history behind some of these areas as well. Before we begin, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button so you get notified every time I do a video like this one. Oftentimes I'll do videos where I feature neighborhoods, talk about real estate investing, and just sometimes share some of my stories in this industry. So if you want more videos like this, leave a comment and make sure to smash that like button. Let's begin. The first neighborhood I'm going to tell you about is the Mueller Neighborhood in East Austin. It basically starts off of Airport Blvd. Mueller started development, I want to say it was in the early 2000s, and it was just kind of this cute little suburb that was up and coming. And then it became this massive deal because it's so close to UT campus and it's so close to downtown. It's located just east of 35. Mueller is so adorable. It's newer homes that still have a ton of character, and they look a lot like storybook homes. All of the homes there are pretty much classified as garden homes. That means they're kind of close together. They don't have particularly big yards. And all of them just have this really adorable, such a cute, charming look. It's a very liberal neighborhood, and you see people take so much pride in their home and their neighborhood. Mueller has several community pools. There's also a community pond with walking trails all around it and tons of parks just everywhere. It's so cute. There's an actual little shopping entertainment complex in the neighborhood, so pretty much from any part of the area you can walk to the Alamo Draft House. There's a spa there, there's restaurants, there's an ice cream shop. The Thinkery is there, which is massive. The Thinkery is basically like a children's museum, kind of like a science children's museum. They do events there even for adults sometimes. So they'll close it down early, and then in the evening they'll have art galleries there, and then sometimes they'll do wine tasting and food. It's culturally a really cool spot to visit. All of Mueller and the Thinkery as well. I can't recommend this area enough. 5 stars. I love Mueller. One of my other favorite neighborhoods in Austin is the Northeast Austin Pocket. So anywhere from Tech Ridge, 35 Tech Ridge, to about Howard Lane, just on the edge of Pflugerville. I love that this area has grown so much, and I also love where this area is going. So about 4 or 5 years ago, this was a very sleepy blue collar neighborhood. I don't even want to say it was a suburb because it's not, but nothing was going on there. It was just houses. And since there's been a lot of tech campuses that have been opened up there, it's drawn so many people. It's also more affordable than being in Central Austin proper, and it's still really close to 35, which takes you downtown very quickly. It's maybe 15-20 minutes away from the Domain, depending where you are. You can still get a decent house there with a decent sized yard with fairly good access. I would say you could definitely get something there for under the 500 range. One of the original draws to this area was a Samsung plant. It's like this massive campus. It's Samsung, of course. It's super big. So a lot of people that work at Samsung live in the area. Next neighborhood is North Central Austin. And for me, North Central Austin is north of Highway 183 and south of Palmer Lane between Mopac and 35. So it's kind of like this big rectangle. And there's sub neighborhoods in there as well. But for me, that's North Central Austin. What I absolutely love about this area is that it's grown up so much in the last 10 years. This is where the Domain is located. And I've talked about the Domain in multiple other videos. It's basically an outdoor shopping village, kind of like Rodeo Drive, not quite as bougie, but very nice. Really, really cool. There is so much culture in this pocket. There's a lot of Mexican restaurants and meat markets. They call them michoacanas, and that's a place where you can get all sorts of produce, really affordable meat, and just really good food overall. Also in this area on North Lamar, there's Chinatown. Now, if you're coming from the Bay Area or New York, it doesn't even compare to the Chinatowns on either coast. It's a great cultural spot where you can get some really good food. The fourth cool neighborhood in Austin, and this is probably probably overkill because everybody talks about this area, is the South Congress / Travis Heights neighborhood. So a little bit about the South Congress area. 25 years ago, this was a really run down, very rough, dangerous, gross place to be. There was lots of drugs, there was lots of prostitution, houses were very inexpensive, and really people had no reason to be there unless they were up to no good. However, as Austin has grown and developed, it's become actually a really integral part of Austin. It's cleaned up completely, and it's, I would say, entirely unrecognizable from the South Congress that it was 25 years ago. Today, South Congress has all sorts of cool things going on, and it's actually become, I would say, pretty bougie. There is a seafood restaurant where people go to brunch. There are lots of high-end boutiques. Kendra Scott has a jewelry store. Amy's Ice Cream is over there. The home prices over there are super high. I mean, you can easily expect to pay $800,000 to $900,000 for a starting price in the South Congress area. What's really charming about it is that it does have so much variety. So you can have one of these big new kind of mansion homes, and then you can have one of these little like matchstick homes that was built in 1942. Everybody gets along. It's a really cohesive, really cool, very diverse little part of Austin. It's also really popular for tourists, and there's always something going on. When we do have live music, a lot of it goes on in South Congress. For my last favorite neighborhood in Austin, it's actually kind of two that I'm combining into one, and if you live in either one and you're watching this video, don't get mad at me because I know they're different neighborhoods, but they're so close to each other. It's like, So I personally love Hyde Park and the UT campus neighborhood in general. Hyde Park and kind of like the UT area are known for being historical kind of landmarks. You can find really old homes that have been beautifully restored in both areas. If you go off of this little main road called Duval, there's a little natural grocers there called Wheatsville. There's a cheese shop over there. And then there's a bunch of other little ma and pa shops. Now that's in Hyde Park. Right down the street, if you go right on campus, you find yourself on Guadalupe, and there's a ton of awesome restaurants there. One of my personal favorites is Coco's Cafe. It's a Thai restaurant and they have all sorts of food. I personally love the soup that they have. Their soups are like this big and it's made so fresh, and just so good. Also, their pearl drinks are delicious. And I love the overall vibe of the UT campus area when it's not too packed. But there's a ton of variety, there's tons of stuff to do because it is a university after all, and it's so close to Hyde Park. They kind of like go like this, and there's a ton of stuff going on over there. I honestly could go on and on. We're at the end of the video, but if you would like me to make a video specifically on any one of these neighborhoods to give you more information, please leave a comment. I want to hear what you guys think and what your questions might be. If you're thinking about selling your home in Austin, or maybe if you're thinking about relocating to the Austin area, please feel free to reach out. You can reach me via text, email, Instagram, DM, you can give me a call, whatever works for you. Again, if you're thinking of selling your home or relocating to Austin, I got you. I'm Daphne Quay, your Boss Lady Realtor.